All right, so let's talk about it.
All right, let's
FO,
chit-chat.
first song.
Yeah.
That was the first song of this project.
Yeah.
Started off, it kicked off everything, right?
Great. You were like, make a Christmas song, and I was like, hard no, rebellion. I'm gonna make a Christmas sad anthem.
Right, and I kind of pushed you a little bit, like, hey.
Yeah, I've never written on the spot before.
Right,
You're like,
right on the.
make some lyrics.
So how was that experience for you? Like, okay, so you come in, I have 2 mics set up. So the way that we have it set up is I had 2 mics running in. They're dynamic mics, so that.
Oh yeah, you just had them like on the cable and just like, here you go.
Yep, and so we had an SM7 B, and then we had a RE20, and so she came in and I'm like, yo, we're just gonna do a practice run, and I'm sitting in that chair right there, she's sitting right there. We just start going. I'm doing random melody stuff to a beat we didn't do anything with.
Oh yeah, you chose like it was like completely different before what we actually settled with.
Yeah, and I'm like, oh, we did like 10 minutes of that and was like, okay, Patti, now we're scratching this. Crazy juices are flowing. She's like, oh, okay, cool. Yeah. And I find this guitar sample and I'm like,
it was really pretty.
That's dope.
Yeah.
So I started that, and as I'm playing that, Patti just has her notebook. She's like, well, I kind of do things a little bit differently. And so she just starts writing down lyrics.
Yeah.
She just posted up like this, writing.
Brainstorming. I was like, I have to create a narrative. I have to make a story.
So while she's doing that, I'm like, okay, let me get some drums or get some other stuff going. And then I just turn around, I'm like, here, sing it. And she's like, okay.
All right.
And so she starts singing and then like, how was that for you? So you start singing it, you putting it together, and then right there in that moment, that's kind of where the song starts to.
Yeah, the key components, which was like trauma and sadness and abuse. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna make the narrative around that, and it just kind of came out pretty easily in that I was writing from personal experience. If I was trying to be creative, it probably wouldn't happen as fast. But I was like, I'll just make an autobiography, and then that was much easier.
No, that was fire.
It was quite fire.
And so, Patti gets it done. She got the first verse done. We're actually just recording in here. We're not tracking.
Oh yeah. We're still in this room.
And so she has the first verse, and then me and Patti are like, this would be dope if we had XYZ here, like a rapper or something else.
Yeah, if we had like a few more components, a few more stories in the.
Mook walks in. Mook comes in. Yeah. And he was like, oh, what I missed? And I'm like, Boop, played it. And he's like, oh, this is hard. And I was like, well, guess what? We need a verse. And turned to him like, so write a verse. And so this is Mook's first time. I don't think you write on the spot as much, right?
Not really, but I can though. It just takes me a longer time to process.
Oh yeah, because you were like, I need to be alone.
Yeah,
I went to the other room for like an hour.
2 hours. It was 2 hours.
He came out and was done with 2 songs.
No,
2 other songs.
So Mook get to writing to that. At first when he was writing, me and Patty's like,
next song, let's do something else.
We're like, hold on, wait, you gotta make it sad. Patty's sad in this song.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Cause at first, like, I didn't really, cause I thought it was just about like the holidays until I actually like sat down and listened to her words and what she was actually saying. Yeah. I was like, oh yeah, I gotta bring some of my sad game into
Not
this.
in my lyrics. No happiness in my lyrics.
Yeah.
I don't do that.
And so I want to play just a snip, like some snippets of it. Like right now, it isn't fully finished yet.
Okay.
And so we'll start with just what we started with, which was actually the guitar loop. That's really what we started with. And so, boom, I'm just gonna go ahead and do that. So here's the guitar loop that started it all. And so Patti has the holiday sensation. And so I'm like, okay, I need something else. And so then I put this in there.
You're composing. While you were composing, I just kept repeating that same.
Yeah, she's just singing along. I'm like, okay, cool. And then we play them together. This is what you get. And it's funny because Mook leaves like 2-3 hours later.
Oh yeah.
Amir comes in and we're like, this is what we got so far. And we're like, okay, let's go to the next song. And so we went to the song that he's on, which we'll talk about. But it's funny because the strings didn't get added until we were recording. Until we get to like, a week later. We're like, let's do final vocals. And then we're sitting over there. I think Mook was doing his verse. And I'm like, oh, I'm supposed to be engineering. And I'm like, oh, okay. And I go by to the Phantom. And I start playing some strings, and I'm like, this is dope. So, like, let's put that in there. And then, so we added this in very last minute as the strings. So the strings come in very late in the process. Yeah. Oh, and then the original take of me in the back. I'm older. I'm trying to as Patty's writing it, I'm like, okay, if I'm gonna add something, I need to say something that's relative to her. So I'm like, all right, well, feeling the way I'm older. She's older. She don't really fuck with the family. So she's like, I don't really rock with you guys.
I don't do the family thing.
But she also feels, she mentioned I think you mentioned Coda or something like that.
It came up in conversation.
And so I was like, okay, so we're just gonna go with that, and I just started mumbling it in the tape that makes
the original like some prototype lyrics, and you spun them into something better.
And so it was like, so the ending is actually the takes you hear of the ending. The main one is really me out here with the RE20.
Yeah. Like full
music,
circle.
Yeah, music playing out loud. And then it goes into that. And then Patti comes over and just like, we had the idea in the beginning, like, Patti, you gotta take it home.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
She's like, okay.
And you're like, do it again, but more. Do it again, but more. Now give it all you got. And I was like, ah.
And then she hits us with that, and it's just like this is the
10 years of choir finally paid off.
The ending is like holy because it goes from
go home, and I wish that I wanted to stay, but I wanna go home to the home that I built and the family I chose and the friends that I made. But I'm stuck with the people who made me this way. Feeling the way I'm colder, feeling the way I'm older, feeling the way I just wanna get.
Just gotta kind of just vibe out, really.
Yeah.
I was mumbling half the words. I didn't.
You kind of set the pace though, because you went back and you did the ad libs as like the main thing. And
I'm
like filled in the
like Patti, fill in.
Yeah, and I was like, all right.
Oh, okay, got it. And so Mook comes back. We almost
I forgot.
2 hours later.
Mook comes back. We have damn near the song is almost done. At this point. The only thing we have to come back is to punch in a couple parts later on that we wind up doing. Mook comes back. We did like 3, 4, 5 songs. Like Amir didn't drop 16 verses.
Oh yeah.
Patti didn't lend herself to 16 choruses.
I done graduated from college.
And so we go to the next song, and the next song is
My favorite song.
Home Alone, right? It goes right into Home Alone.
Originally called Seasonal Tendencies,
and then switched to OnlyFans.
Y'all recording this, right?
Still like.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that's what I thought.
Then switched to OnlyFans, and then
Tally light.
No, but check me out. So he was hating on the title, saying it's too long. He wanted seasonal tendencies so bad.
It's only 6 syllables.
Listen, he insulted you guys' intelligence by saying no one knows how to spell tendencies. I said, yeah, they do. They're smart enough to listen to us. They're smart enough to spell it. He was like, no.
I told him to search it up.
And so we ended up switching it to Home Alone. He was like, I got it. Home Alone. I was like, alright, bro.
But how do we get to that point? So we getting done with family obligations. Fuck out of here.
F-O.
Right? We're getting done with that. Mir comes in, and me and Patti are like, okay, well, we're kind of done with this song.
Next one.
We just went on to that, and so I started playing this loop, which is like we shuffled through like a couple, but this one has like a crazy bounce.
Oh, this is the one.
Yeah, so once we heard that, I was like, it's over. Like, what? Me and Amir just started mumbling stuff.
Freestyling.
Patty's back to the pen and pad.
Yeah, I was like, gotta start.
She's right in. This is her chair. That's her thinking chair. She's up like this, pen and pad. Me and Amir are like standing up.
We're
just
freestyling to the mic. He's just on the beat. He's like, I don't wanna be alone. I don't wanna be alone. I don't wanna be alone. Like that was just stuck in his head, and I was like, no, that's hard. And I'm behind him while he's doing that. I don't.
Yeah, cause so we're kind of coming with the chorus, and so I kind of went into
You whipped out the mics again. The mics on chords.
When you put them out, and I'm like, he's on the SM, I'm on the RE, and I'm like, I don't wanna waste your time, and that's all I had. That's all I had. That's really all I had. And then Amir's like, oh, we should do I don't wanna your phone. I don't want to waste your time. He adds in, I don't want to hit your phone. Then we go into, I don't want to waste your time. And then we all started. That's when Patti puts the pen down and was like, I don't want to waste your time. I don't want to make you mine. Oh, yeah, that would be nice. And Amir's like, yeah, I don't want to make you mine. That's Amir's line. I don't want to make you mine because he's a fuckboy. That's really,
listen.
That's his line.
But we were finna repeat the chorus, and I was like, nah, I think we need to switch it up because it's like it's gonna be long if we just repeat it. So then he came up with the kind of flow to I just need your love quick. And I was like, I just been so lovesick. Yeah. Then he was like, we should say something about borrow. And I just
because he was mumbling something. Him and Patti was talking.
Chit-chatting.
They were talking, and we still got the beat playing, and so we're just trying to figure out that last line because we have the I just need your love quick. I just been so lovesick, and I'm like, I just wanna da 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 da. So we had the melody, and so he's talking to Patti. Patty's toxic too, and so Amir turns around and he's like, I just wanna borrow. I'm like, yeah, we should do something with borrow, and he's like, I just wanna borrow all the love that you don't love with, and we stop.
It was delicious. I was like, oh, that's amazing.
We stopped the beat and we looked at each other like.
That's hard.
That's the kind of line that you tattoo on yourself.
Did we just
make a hit?
Did we just do this? And so we're like, get the chorus down, So we just did roughs of the chorus, and then in walks Osun. Osun comes in, and Amir's writing his verse.
Voice bold.
And me and Patti are basically at this point just going over the whole chorus. We're just going over it, and I'm like, Patti, it'd be dope if you went over it, like you overdub me, and she's like, cool. So she gets in there and she overdubs me, and then Osun is sitting there, and she just like, I got an idea, and I'm like, okay, do it. What is it? Mm-hmm. And she just sings it out loud, and we just again stop.
Breathtaking. Oh my god.
Looked at her like, girl, if you want to get your ass in there and record this.
Bro, she was so stubborn about it.
It's a sin that she didn't sing on more tracks.
Oh my god.
Like, get in there.
Honestly,
so
crying.
this is what we're talking about. Like, so.
Oh my god, play it on loop.
This one has so
the
much.
The chorus is. So again, the chorus is me, Patti, and Osun. Osun's doing the backgrounds, Patty's doing the dub and the layer.
I don't wanna be alone. I don't wanna hit your phone. I don't wanna waste your time. I don't wanna make you mine. I just need your love quick. I just been so lovesick. I just wanna the love that you don't love with. I don't wanna be.
Oh, we ain't gonna go talk about it. We ain't gonna go.
So Osun does that, and Patty's face after that was like, why?
Like, I heard God.
It's like, why are you not doing a verse.
I had to hold back my rage.
Why
I was
are
like,
you-
write a fucking song, but yeah, I didn't
And
want to
so-
overstep my bounds.
But she soon killed it. Like that took the song. Cause me and Patti had it. It was cool.
It was fine. It was good. It was
right,
good.
but then
It was
you
right
add
here, she brought it
soon to it. It was like, thank you, thank you,
Ascended.
thank you.
Ascended.
You get a boat. You get a house.
Yeah.
You get like that's what it felt like. And then Amir comes in with his verse, and he's spitting it. He's like, "You want to hear my verse?" He's like right here. He's like, "You want to hear my verse? You want to hear my verse?" So he starts spitting it, and I'm like,
Just mean.
What
Just.
so,
Look,
oh
look,
my god.
Look.
Just
They
selfishness
said,
incarnate.
they said toxic. I said
You nailed it.
king. I said, say
Oh.
less.
So this is we're gonna play a snippet of it because the way he comes in on it is fire.
I want the love that you don't love with.
I don't wanna be alone. Don't want that voice when I'm hitting your phone. Show me the love you hold. Show me the feelings you hide when you close up. I want you here when it's cold. Your feet are going when it snows up. Can't get a love, you know, but I'll let you know when it shows up. I can't get attached to you.
So boom.
Devastating.
So we have.
Devastating.
So now we have the chorus. We have it stacked. We also have Amir's verse, and we're back to the chorus part, and it's fire. And then we need a second verse.
Right.
We didn't get the second verse until almost the end of the night. It was like
Yep.
really close to the end of the night. So we're like, okay,
So artist Tone came in.
yeah. So
Oh yeah, Tone.
Tony,
yeah. So when Tone came in, we went through the tracks that we had. Like, bro, you want to hop on any of this? Is the ones we have openings on, and we played this one, and he's just like,
Oh yeah.
I want that
yeah.
one. And then when we told him what it was about, okay.
It was cool because he kind of wrote from the other perspective.
The other perspective.
Of
Yes.
like juxtaposing, like if this is shallow love, if this is just physical lust, what is the opposite? And he was like, commit yourself to me. Real love is physical and tangible, and
Yes.
it's hard to break. And we were like, oh, okay, awesome, yeah, that was great.
And so it worked, and so it was crazy because once we got that right, and then we're on to. So before Tone comes in, we're on to the next song. We started working on Christmas Eve. And it's crazy because so I'm gonna go back to Home Alone because as we're recording again,
Mook is coming in and out of the narrative.
yeah, Mook, he's in and out. But as we're recording again, Osun is sitting there like this. She's on the side of me, and like usually a lot of times I let her play bass line on some of these tracks, and so I had Amir, I was like, Amir, give me a bass line. Right? And Amir's like, I don't really know. And then Osun's just sitting over there for like 20 minutes looking at him struggle.
She was like this. She was like this. She was like, I was sitting in front of the whatever, and she was like,
What's up,
aren't you
Patti?
supposed to be making a bass line? I was like, I don't know why Jalil put me in front of it. I don't know how. She was like, move.
And so she came up, she was playing stuff, she was playing these patterns, and there was a couple that I liked, but then she played this one, and I was like,
Man,
that's it.
unreal.
That's what this track needed. And so we get this bass line here, because this is important, because she also plays Christmas Eve bass line. So she...
Oh, she did that? Oh, for sure.
Thick.
Now look, it's a simple bass line, don't get me wrong, but it's fire, because when you
It
put it into...
Yeah.
He attached to you. Come give me love, but just know that I can't give it back to you. Presents and gifts that I had for you. The misinformation I passed to you. I wanted you here.
What?
Fire.
I'm
Like, and that one was done on a sub fatty, and like we
Yeah.
have like we got one preset on a sub fatty that we love, and so any beat that you hear that has a sub fatty on it, 9 times out of 10
a wild name.
is our preset that we made, and so she's doing that, so she's on the road with that bass line, and we had kind of already started Christmas Eve too at this time, so we go back to Christmas Eve. And we can talk about how that got started because that one's an interesting one too. Christmas Eve is.
We're gonna finish talking about this one. We're gonna go back.
We're gonna come back. We
Alright.
doing like how we did.
Okay, so we're gonna break it down exactly how the night went.
How the night went. They gotta walk through this because it was 10. Y'all, when we say 10, 12 hours,
It was.
Dog.
Yeah, it was.
we camped
Dog.
out
It
10,
was a
12
grind.
hours. Yeah, so it's funny. So we're moving around a lot, but that's how the night went because we had to keep the energy going.
Yeah.
And we had to just keep things just flowing and stuff like that. So we, in the midst of Home Alone, once we got Amir's verse and we got the chorus kind of where we wanted it, we went to Christmas Eve. And this is before we had the bass line for Home Alone because we came back to Home Alone again. So we had, we're working on Christmas Eve. And again, mics are out.
Oh, yeah.
we're back to the RE20 and the SM7, and Patti is in her yellow chair.
Yeah, I got my little.
Like this, every song started off.
Well, because I have shit memory,
Like
so I have to write everything down, or else I will forget.
Man.
So,
Same.
my little planner with me at all times, writing all of my notes.
And this is when Mook enters back in.
Yeah.
Halfway
Like, I
through
got
the
my lyrics
process
for FO. We're like
he comes
the
like
third
this.
song.
Like he's like, oh, how many songs y'all do? Oh, we're on the third one at this point. We're like, oh, okay. And so Mook's like, all right, well, I'm gonna go practice a little bit longer. And he comes back out,
Right.
and like we're like halfway through Christmas Eve. So Christmas Eve starts, and it really starts. At this time, we just got off of, Home Alone, and it was like, okay, we're riding the energy wave. We're just creativity is just on point.
Booming.
So I start with this loop. Like a lot of this starts with the loop, man.
I'm sorry.
He said, I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, I had that vocal sample. Forgot about it.
I forgot about it too. I love this song every day.
Yeah, so that starts, and this is really, so just so y'all know, this is left field for Patti. This is not
Oh, yeah, I've never written on the
typical.
spot.
Yeah, but even genre, this is
Oh,
not
yeah.
typical Patti. We hit Patti with some R&B, trap, soul,
I was like,
Christmas
alright.
shit.
Let's do it.
And like, so this is important to say because she delivered. When I say she delivered,
Shout out her for real.
she
Thank
delivered.
you.
She is the
thank you,
MVP.
Yep.
Yeah.
She's a real MVP.